Welcome back. Good luck finding another video on YouTube to show you what I'm going to show you today. When I'm done with this method, they should be max level. Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. Winks here. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. That way you never miss out on anything that I upload. So in today's video, once again, we're talking about Digimon Cyber Sleuth. A couple housekeeping notes real quick. Timestamps are down below in the description as always, and also the link to the shop is down in the description. So in today's video, we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to be talking to you and showing you how to get a massive amount of EXP for your Digimon. Now, the last time that I did this, I got about roughly 1.3 million in experience points, and that is more than enough to level your Digimon from level 1 to max level. So the breakdown for today's video is going to flow something like this. First, we're going to talk about the Tactician USB and how you get that. Secondly, we're going to talk about the Digimon that equips to and why that Digimon is important, and also how you get that Digimon. And then third, I'm going to demonstrate to you why the first 2 points are so important. Alright, so the first thing is the Tactician USB. How do you get that? So I know there's a couple ways that you can get it from the storyline. If I'm not mistaken, I think you get it at some point by finding it in somewhere on a stage or something along those lines. However, my recommendation to get the Tactician USB from my experience is that you farm it in the DigiFarm. But before you do that, the first thing you want to do is you want to, all the Digimon that you have in your farm, you want to have them set to builder type personalities, because they reduce the time it takes to farm these items in the farm. And the way that you find those is you go to Eden, and if you go to the entrance of Eden, there is a shop there that sells you the discs to change your Digimon into the builder type, and that is found right up here. If you look, it says shop up here. We're going to go up here. I'm just going to show you where it is real quick. So you go to buy, scroll up or down, whichever direction, and you need this right here, the development patch. They're 2,500 yen each. You can put up to 10 Digimon in each farm, and you have up to 5 farms depending on how far into the story you are. Once you've converted your Digimon with those discs to the builder type personalities, the next thing you need to do is you need to come back here to the Digilab, and you need to walk over here to this terminal, and you need to get what is called the developer know-how, and that is found right here. Now, depending on where you are, how much money you have, how much yen you have, how many farms you have available, that'll determine how many of these you need. However, I recommend that you fill all your farms up that you have and what you can afford with these developer know-hows. They're 25,000 yen each. Once you have your Digimon converted and you have those developer know-hows, you come over here to the DigiFarm, and you go into one of your farms and you go down to farm goods, and you set all of these that you have available to the developer know-how to increase the quality of the items that you can farm from the farm. Once you've done that for all of your farms that you have, you are going to then start farming. And as you can see, I've done that for pretty much all of mine. But once you have them all with the developer know-hows, like I said, you go in here and you go to command, develop, and what you want to do is the 1,000 yen option. So the 1,000 yen option is for farming the Tactician USBs. And you're going to set all of them like that. You usually get them 2 at a time, but they don't always pop up. It's kind of rare to get them. That's what the developer know-how is for. But I'm going to go ahead, before we do this method for the EXP, and I'm going to go ahead and start farming mine now. That way, when I'm done showing you this method, we can come back and see if I end up with a Tactician USB. Alright, so the next thing you're going to need in order to pull this method off that I'm going to show you today is you're going to need one of these Platinum Numemon here. As you can see, I have it pulled up on the screen, the Digimon that Digivolve into this Digimon. Now, keep in mind, like I said in my types video, any Digimon can Digivolve into any other Digimon. You just have to know how to Digivolve and de-Digivolve through the other Digimon to end up on this Digimon. However, the quickest way to get to Platinum Numemon is Gold Numemon here, because as you can see on the screen, Platinum Numemon is a Mega level Digimon. However, Gold Numamon is a champion level, so he skips the ultimate level and goes straight to Platinum Numamon. And then from there, you have these Digimon here that Digivolve into the Gold Numamon. So he's the one that I would recommend that you follow for the path. So the reason that Platinum Numamon is so crucial to this method for farming EXP is if you look on the screen right here, this Digimon has a bonus ability that significantly increases the EXP earned in battle. So when you combine that with the Tactician USBs, you just get that much more EXP from battle. Also, this Digimon has 3 equipment slots to place those Tactician USBs. So if you think about it, you're just getting that much more for the multiplier for your experience. So assuming that you've already done that work and you've already gotten your 3 Platinum Numamons and they're all equipped with your Tactician USBs, now we're going to move into the method and how to use them. So before we pull this method off, what you're going to be doing to get this EXP and farm the EXP is we're going to be coming here to Nakano. And before we do this, every time you do this, I recommend that you come here to this shopkeeper and you just buy 10 to 15 of these HP Spray A's, some of these SP Spray A's, Multi-Recovery DX, and also get some of these Revival Capsules. I would recommend, again, anywhere between 10 to 15 of these before you go and start this process, because once you get in, you're not going to be able to get out. So once you finished up with the shop and you're here at Nakano, you're going to go around this corner right here, and you're going to go to the elevator around to the left. And once you get to it, we're just going to go up to the 4th floor because that's where the Legendary Coliseum is. Once you get here to the 4th floor, you're just going to run straight across, and you're going to come over here to the little, whatever this is right here, like little telephone booth, and then your Legendary Coliseum is right here. All right, so once you got your Platinum Numamons all equipped with your Tactician USBs, and you got your items and you're ready to start this, I would recommend that you have leveled up your Platinum Numamon to level 99 before coming here, whether it be on the Platinum Coliseum or whatever, because this Legendary Coliseum is fairly tough. And when I started this method, I started on the Platinum Coliseum and then came to the Legendary Coliseum. But once you get in here and you start doing this, there is no way to quit and come out of it until your Digimon die or you beat it. And what you don't want to do is, this is how this is going to work for this next series of battles. So for the Legendary Coliseum, there are a total of 9 battles. So what you want to do is you want to ensure that your Platinum Numamon are out on your battling team every time you beat one of these matches, because each one that's out is going to add to that multiplier. And when you get to the 9th one, you're just going to let your Digimon lose on the 9th one. So let's go ahead and start this up, and I'm going to let you see how much experience that the Platinum Numamon get from each battle, and then at the end of it, we're going to go back and add it all up and see where our Digimon are at that point. So before we go in though, I'd like to show you, just so you know for yourself, I have 3 Digimon that are in my party: the Raremon, and the other 2, the Lilithmon and the Gankomon. I don't remember. I renamed them on here because I'm going through and I'm trying to, make a specific build or whatever. So I had to rename them to keep track of them, because as you Digivolve and De-Digivolve, you lose track of what you're doing with them. But that's why they're renamed differently. Pay attention to their level. As you can see here, they're level 1, but when I'm done with this method, they should be max level. So let's go ahead and go back and start this process. All right, so as we're going through this, I'm probably going to cut most of this out so you don't have to see these long battles, because this can be pretty time consuming depending on how long it takes you. But I will leave in some certain talking points as I go through this to kind of give you an idea how I went through these battles. So your first one is going to be Prince Mamamon and King Edamon. I recommend that you keep track before you come in here, after you've done it once, to kind of make sure your team is set up properly for this. But this is the way that I do it. I always have my Omnimon first on part of the team, because he has that defense penetrating move, and I use him. You need to have one of each type on your team to prepare for these battles. So let's go ahead and start. So the first one you want to take out is, without a doubt, this King Edamon, because you can see what he just did to my Digimon. Now that I've defeated that King Edamon, now I'm just going to use my 3 Platinum Numamon to wear this Prince Mamamon down, so I have 3 on the field, and you can take a look and see how much EXP they get. The Prince Mamamon is kind of annoying because he's got that Smile Warhead attack, and occasionally when he hits one of your Digimon, it causes knockback, and you'll have to switch your Digimon back to the Platinum Numamon here. Alright, so we defeated both King Edamon and the Prince Mamamon in the first round. Look at that. Look at how many levels they got. Remember, when we started this, they were at level 1. Look, just one match. Look at how many levels they gained. They got 173,000 EXP from the first match. Now let's go on to the second one. Alright, so this is the second Digimon, Tyrant Kabuterimon. He's pretty easy to get rid of because there's only one of them. But again, I'm going to be using my Omnimon. I'm going to have to switch out one of my Platinum Numamons because I ended the last battle with those 3 out. But you have to be careful with this Tyrant Kabuterimon because after he does his acceleration boost move that he does, he can kill all your Digimon with one hit, at least the Platinum Numamon. And that's why I recommend that you have those revival items before you come in here. And just like that, he's done. One and done because of Omnimon. Had 2 Platinum Numamons out. This time we got 105,000 EXP. Look at that. 2 matches and my Digimon are already up to level 59. Alright, so we're at the 3rd match now. And with this one, I'm definitely glad that I started out with Omnimon because he's going to get rid of the one on the right with the huge sword. The other one, Dianamon on the left, she is a huge problem for the Platinum Numamon because she has this moon attack that just obliterates them. So again, hopefully you've stocked up on those items. Alright, so we defeated the 3rd set of Digimon, and I managed to have all 3 of my Platinum Numamons out, and you can see how much experience they're getting from this battle. Just look at those levels going up again. We're at level 70 already after the 3rd battle. Alright, so for this one's a little bit trickier because that one on the left with the big staff, that one's pretty rough on the Platinum Numamons, but we have a way of dealing with that one too. So once I get to that point, I'm going to explain to you what I do in this battle. The Ocean Wave is what just wipes those Platinum Numamon out. You see, all 3 of them are dead, almost. Luckily, one survived the blow. So we're going to come down here, get this red hand. There you go, Revival Capsule. Nope, wrong one. Full Revival. That's the one we need. He's going to do Awesome Quake and kill off the last one that's just hanging in there. And then for this one, well, not yet. I'm going to revive the one in the middle. And if you can, hit that one Digimon with a character reversal because that will make him less lethal to your Platinum Numamon. It won't do as much damage. Alright, so we just defeated our 4th battle, I believe. I think it was our 4th. I had all 3 Platinum Numamon out, and I got 162,000 for EXP. And as you can see, one of my Digimon is already in the 90s. Raremon there. So on this battle is a little bit different as far as my team layout. These Digimon are slightly tougher. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I do. What I usually do is I take out this middle one first, but it requires me to have different Digimon on the field. So I have Armageddonmon and Omnimon for this one. So my strategy here is I use my Platinum Numamon, sorry, words are hard, to reduce all their speed, and the Omnimon focuses on the one in the middle, and my Armageddonmon focuses on the one on the far left, Vicamon, and I just try and poison him and let the poison wear him down. Alright, so I defeated the 5th team of Digimon with 1 Platinum Numamon out this time, and I got about 51,000 for this one. Normally I'd have 2 or 3 out, but in this case I killed him a little sooner than I thought, but nonetheless, still leveling our Digimon up. Alright, so now we're moving on to the 6th matchup, and again, I'm going to have Omnimon out to help deal with these two, because they're both virus type and he's a vaccine type. Alright, so we defeated our 6th set of Digimon, our 6th matchup. I had 2 Platinum Numamons out and I got about 119,000 EXP. So as you can see, our Raremon there is at level 98. He's almost maxed out. The other 2 are a little bit slower, but they're at 84. So this one's fairly easy, I believe. The only thing that you have to watch out for this guy, there's only 1 of them, so again, he's like that Tyrant Kabuterimon. However, he has a move that does support end. You want to watch out for that. Hopefully you've got some of those items to reduce abnormalities on your Digimon, because if that's in effect when you kill him, it will not add to the multiplier, because of course Platinum Numamon's ability is more EXP, so if he's ends your support, you won't be able to do that. So you want to watch out for that. And just like that, we have defeated the 7th Digimon. I had 2 Platinum Numamons out. I got 189,000. And as you can see, they're getting close to the 90s. 91. So the 8th matchup is these 2 Chaosmon here. They're both different, as you can see from their left hands there. They're the 2 different Chaosmon. But they're pretty simple too. We're going to use the same 3 Digimon that we used in the last one. Alright, so we just defeated the 8th Digimon in this lineup, and I had 2 Platinum Numamons out, and we got 231,000 EXP for that. And as you can see, it put us right at about 97. So those 2 are not quite max, but if I had changed my lineup at any point throughout these 8 matches and had an extra Platinum Numamon out at the end of one of those matches, I would have maxed them out. Alright, so this is the last matchup, the 9th battle in the cup, and these are the ones that you're going to want to die on. So all I simply do is I just pick whichever one has the disadvantage, and I do basic attacks on them the whole time until they finally killed off my Digimon. Alright, so we finally lost at the end of the cup. It was a long battle. I will say that the worst one for me personally, the hardest one for me personally, is that last one, because you have to literally wait for those Digimon to kill your Digimon. However, at the end of it, you can go back through it and you can redo it all over again. So since we're here, let's go ahead and go back to the Digilab and let's check to see if we got any of those Tactician USBs that we spoke about earlier. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna check my farm, and sure enough, there's one right at the bottom. You can see it for yourself. So using that farming method, again, is how you'll get those Tactician USBs to do the method that we just did. So in summary, we talked about the Tactician USB, we talked about the Platinum Numamon, and then I went through and I showed you the Legendary Coliseum and how all that ties together to get you the XP that you need. Now at the end of it all, I got about roughly 1.2 million in EXP, and not all of my Digimon were able to reach max level. However, one of my Digimon, the Raremon, did actually reach max level. The other 2 stopped just short of that. But again, Thanks for watching. If you haven't, like and subscribe. If you have any feedback, go ahead and post it down in the comment section. I'm always open to feedback, and Winks out.